What's up, everybody? This is Sammy33. I will be starting a new YouTube series, so I will thank one of the regulars for this. As you know, I play a lot of sports franchise games, and I love franchise. Hockey tends to be one of those that's a little more in depth, and because the scouting can take a long time to go through, and the stream I actually want to focus on gameplay, so I figured, the idea got kind of floated. Maybe you should do scouting in YouTube. So here we are. So my plan is every week, every Friday night, we're gonna play NHL. I'll randomly play sixes or threes throughout the week as well. But Friday is a dedicated night for franchise, and what I would like to do is at the end of every week, I will play X amount of games, 3 to 5 games of franchise a night when that time comes, but then supplement it with a video of the scouting to go with it. So on Friday night, I can focus on gameplay. I'll make notes of things I'm aware of as far as scouting or things that I should be looking at. But all the scouting will be done on YouTube. The draft will be done live on stream when that comes, but all the scouting will be done on YouTube. So one, it's a way for me to chronologically go back and look at stuff, which will be helpful for me. Two, it also allows people that want to focus more on that side of the franchise to focus on that and have a dedicated spot for it. With that said, let's look. So let's kind of talk about scouting here for a little bit. Talked about it some during the stream um, last week, but I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. So I don't think stats what I want. Scouts. So with scouts, you have 20. So just a brief overcap, something that we talked about last time, overview. So let's look at the scout info. So you have a max of 20, but they all specialize in different things. You have to have a dedicated amount of your um, allotment for your budget towards them, but they have different things. So you can see there, the overall, it's an A plus to an E, and basically you want to try to keep your scouts focused in certain areas, a certain region, basically to put them in the best situation to help your team in the future. So I'm going to look at a couple just as a brief overview. So we've got this guy here, let's call him Pellet for short. Right now I have him on assignment in OHL. He's a B, which is nice. But if you can look here, so region familiarity, you should try your best to focus your scout in this particular and keep them in areas that are going to be beneficial. So you would like to have a wide margin of where you're looking, but you want to be able to have them focus in areas that are going to benefit you. So in this case, CHL. I would like to have some scouts that are good in Scandinavia, that are familiar there, in Russia and Europe, kind of spread everybody out, but be productive at the same time. So we have that, and then what they're good at evaluating. So in this case, puck skills, puck control for the goalie. Sense is a little bit of a weakness, but still a B minus, but everything else is a B, which is pretty solid. As opposed to, say, a guy from Russia, he's an E. So not that great. But I have him in Russia as a B minus. Scandinavia is an A. So that's something that I can focus on. And he's not really good at anything. So to be honest, the familiarity will help. Doesn't matter where I put him, he's not going to find good stuff. So do you have different regions you're focused on, both scouting for the amateurs for the draft? You're focused on scouting for, around the world here. You're also focused on the NHL, looking at team lines and the depth. You're focused on the minors. So I talked about it a little bit when I streamed on Friday. The like, oh, why would you want to stream NHL, or why would you want to scout NHL teams? Like, what benefit does it do? Does it give you strategies, stuff like that? Yeah, it does for that, but also something else you want to look at. Doing this also allows you to scout players that are pending free agents, and it gives you the option to look at pending free agents. We may look at that here, this stream, maybe, or this video. We may look at the next one, but minor leagues, trades, pending free agents, NHL trades, pending free agents, so you can get a good idea of if you're looking at the upcoming class or some a weakness you have, you may start to focus like, oh, I need, a third line left winger that's physical. Start looking throughout the NHL, you can find your guy. So that's another way of being able to really help yourself out on your team going forward. And another thing too, we're going to drop out of here for just a second. I want to look at the draft class. Take note of this right here, the accuracy legend. So everyone starts unknown. It's the fog of war, so to speak. Everything is covered. You have to unlock it. It's kind of like an RPG. You unlock the skill tree as you go, but you have to put in the work to do it. So as you find out more about a player, you get more information, make better decisions. So looking at this guy, for example, we have his ranking, which you always have, the scouts rank, what you want to learn, the player style. You can see the stats, but then there's other stuff that you want to learn as well, the attributes, um, along with character and player likeness. So kind of get a better idea of what you're getting. And you'll find this as you go through. This one is a little bit better. I really need to kind of focus on how I do it, which, having, like I said, having a video help could make it easier for me to keep notes in my Excel spreadsheet. Because normally I don't have it here for you guys to see, but I have a spreadsheet that I normally will keep draft stuff. So when it comes time to draft, I already have people kind of marked that I'm looking at. And then, I'll keep an eye of where they go if I don't get them. But still, you want to have them available. It makes the draft so much easier when you have all that information there on the side and you can prepare for it, as opposed to just hopping into the game and just going in blind because you get overwhelmed. So here, you have the play style. Sorry, he's a playmaker. The scout rank. You have his stats. But we've also started to look at some of his strengths and weaknesses. Um, Not good at utilizing his teammates. You see that's pretty accurate there. It's got the 3. Still looking at the strengths. Good playmaker, but not. That's kind of weird how you would be a good player. It's the ability to be a playmaker, but doesn't utilize his teammates well. Let's see. Still more to learn about this guy, but you can see there his shooting's an A, senses is an A plus, physical. So skating's not that great. Puck skills aren't that great, but obviously senses, good instincts. He's a physical guy, defensive type forward, and he's a good shooter. So we'll still learn about him as we go along, but that's something that helps for sure. You have the movement, so you have the CS rank. That changes. The rank of the scout. So CS, he's ranked 11th. As a scout, look at him as 15th. Rank movement, and is he a gem or a bust? And who scouted him? So, and what date that report came, how often he was scouted, and then obviously the physical attributes, height, weights, the handedness, stuff like that. So, helpful. So we're going to go back in, and we're going to go to the scouts, and then we'll look at the draft class after. So I mentioned this on stream too. If you look here, my top scout, he's currently on assignment till November 3rd. So all of, if you look on the other, so I can't go over there, but if you can see here on the other side, you have, like, right above me here. Whoops, didn't realize I wasn't all the way up. Sorry about that. But if you look here, you can see that I have a list of, 8 guys there. So when November 3rd comes, he'll be done with all of them. You can do up to 50 per scout. Depends on what you're looking for, but there's a lot of things you can do. So you can see here, these are amateur scouts. for the draft. These are pro. They're looking at NHL teams. So try to have a nice mix and then kind of see what you have going on. So some are already, as I kind of started, some are already looking at guys. Um, some are not. So we're going to actually do the ones that are not. I'm going to leave the ones that already have assignments there for now. I kind of want to do it in increments, scout in increments of my play time. Thus, I can get everyone scouted, but I kind of have to get everyone on the same schedule. It'll take a little bit of time to do. So right now, we're just going to focus on people that that don't have anything. And I'm going to make a note of the date here. So when I do stream, look at the calendar. Normally it's about 4 or 5 games in an hour stream. So we're looking at like October 18th. And this will also force me to be on a stricter schedule with how many games I play and how far into the season I go. October 18th. That's the goal. Because then I can kind of set everyone to be on the similar type of schedule. We'll go 5 games at a time. Hockey games don't usually take that long in comparison. So let's go back. For those that are past it, I'll leave them. For those that aren't, we will work on it. So let's look at USA Central. Well, first of all, let's look at what we have. We'll look at that a little bit later. I'm just going to start scouting guys now. And then as we get a bigger picture of what is out there and how my players are playing, then I'll figure out minor leagues and the main roster, what's needed. But let's start with scouting guys first. So you have the option find or scout specific players. We'll start with scouting. And let's just see. So a couple guys are already starting to be scouted. But I'll start with top 100 first and we'll go down and we'll go from there. So we got this guy. Let's look at his info. No strengths and weaknesses. We have his play style. My scout has him ranked number 2. And you can see his stats there. Strength of competition is C-. So take that into account when you're looking at stats. So what we're going to do for him, I think we'll look at his, kind of try to keep it uniform, that skills assessment. And then you can see right down here at the bottom, you have the date of when it's estimated to be done. We've got this guy here. You have his strengths and weaknesses still being scouted. I think we'll still focus on that to make sure that we have it complete. And that takes until October 18th. So, I mean, you can do a max of 50, but I would like to do this weekly to kind of keep up. So we're just going to just take the 2 at a time. So we'll do skill assessment for both. And that'll be it for him. So defensemen for both. I'm just going to start, like I said, with the top 100 first, and then as we get guys fully graded out, then we'll work our way down. So we have him. Oops, actually I messed up, so I don't think I didn't hit the finish the button. Silly on my part. So we'll go with skill assessment. Confirm. Got that done. For this guy, we'll scout as well. We'll start with what's there. Ooh. Number 1, which I'm probably not going to get. But again, we'll do skills assessment. It looks like I'm going to get 2 per. He's on assignment, so I have him looking for prospects. This guy's got nothing. Looking in the minors. So we'll look at unrestricted free agents. We'll just do a week and just do a quick report on the entire division, see what pops up. Not gonna take that long. Okay, going down, going down. Who else is free? You are. AHL. Do the same thing, specific players. We'll focus on the Bruins. Slightly awkward. To show contract in here. Wow. Pretty detailed. See all the ratings there. What their role is. So you know if you were to get that player where they kind of fit in on your team. The personality, trade blocks. You can see if they're available. Something helpful as well. You've got a lot of stuff. So you can see there he's on 2 years remaining. I'll probably stay away from him. We'll see if we have guys that are. So we got him, he's 1 year. We know the Sabres could use a goalie. Well, actually, whoops, backed out. We'll go back in, confirm. Okay. Age is 26, just want to check that out. We'll do a complete one on him. Okay. Actually, we'll just stick with goalies. Probably gets re-signed. And that one's a little less. So this one, I don't know what he is. So he's a young kid. 3 years remaining. I'll look at him anyway. Why not? Takes me to the 13th. Defenseman, know that the Sabres could always use that. See if we can get some younger guys. This guy's 22, 1 year left. One year left, 22 as well. We'll take a look at him. Complete, and then I should be able to do one more. 24. But if nothing else, the way injuries are, you definitely want to have some depth. I definitely experienced that a lot on last year's game. I don't know how it's going to be on this year's game. I want to make sure that I have definitely have ample bodies and guys that can come up that are going to be productive for me. And we'll do this too. We'll start going through teams. So start with San Diego, since it's a local team. And again, we'll start with the goalies. And we'll take the young guys. And always take the young guy. You never know what you're going to get. And again, focus on defensemen. And try to get anyone that's under the age of 25. Complete. Even though I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to be hard to get. Lefty, second round pick. Kind of want to look at some of these like real young guys that probably won't be able to get them. Well, you never know. So we got this one, 6'3", 186. We know nothing. He's drafted in the 6th round. Drafted by Anaheim specifically, so I'll take him just because. Alright, that takes us through that. NHL Central. We will focus on, say, the Avs. Actually, we'll do St. Louis. Why not? We'll do anyone that is a free agent, unrestricted, don't care the age, and we will do a quick complete. So that's October 16th. That takes care of all the scouts. So now what we'll do is back out, and we're going to go look at the draft class. Or draft board. Well, draft class. Draft board will come later. So, the real meat and potatoes of this. So you can look here and see there are a lot of people. 1,369. So there are a lot of things to do if you're looking at the amateur draft. So I'm going to focus on some areas. Goalie is going to be one that I end up focusing on down the road. But if you can see here, it focuses on a lot. It focuses on, you can sort it by the league. So if you want to look in certain areas of the world, you can do that. If you want to focus on certain positions, you can do that. Who I've scouted and who are all eligible, so I can specifically go to guys that I have scouted. So this one here, scout recommendation. I will look at him in more detail as we get closer. I'll make a note of him as well. As we learn more, we get more. So I want to see if there's someone that I have that's gives me a little bit of a thing, because some of these guys are still learning. It'll become more complete as we get there. Really want to see the potential. But I think first is skills assessment, and then kind of after you have the skills assessed, I think I'll focus on potential and then strengths and weaknesses, stuff like that. What do we have here? So let's see if there's someone else that I can get that's a little more unlocked. Okay, so we have him. He's ranked 25 on my scout, 33rd overall. C-level competition, so compare his stats to what who he's playing against. So you can see him still learning. Balance, face-offs, not that I'm good at them anyway. Not a very strong guy, so I'm sure once I do skills assessment, you'll see physically he's probably going to be a lower ranking. But he's good offensively. He's good. It seems he has good awareness, good instincts on offense. Fundamentally sound defensively in the zone. Got a good wrist shot. We'll kind of see as we go along. I feel as we get further along in the season, we'll get more information. The videos will also be a little bit longer for that same reason too. But progress. So this guy, A+ competition. He's 17. Definitely want to keep an eye on him. But like I said, we'll see as things go further along. I didn't really think about this ahead of time of actually having my scout time all being mixed together, or like having everyone on the same schedule. Oh, we'll definitely see as we go along. Looking at the draft board here, don't have anyone because I don't have anyone to add. I haven't really went into detail, so as I go through and find people that I really like, you add them to the draft board, keep an eye on them there. Um, you can see here, it gives you recommended picks, something that's helpful. You have obviously all of your picks. You'll know projection as you go forward. What I have on my team, which in some ways I still need to scout so I can see exactly what I have. Same with defense and then goalies. You see, we need better goaltending. So that'll be something that I'm looking to work towards with this franchise. I'm going to keep this one going for a while. Most of my franchises are 2 years. This one will be a little longer for sure. And then also the trading block. We'll get into this a little bit later, but there's going to be people on the block going throughout the course of the season. And that is going to be an emphasis too. If I see someone, let's see, it's a good example here. He's older than I would like. What's out there? Definitely not taking you back. That's just awkward. Of course, I'm not going to find one. They're not going to show me someone young. I mean, anyway, you have players out there that, to look at. I want to look at a goalie that may be a little bit younger. Whatever, we'll look at this guy. We have the roles. I have looked at the Islanders, so I have some stuff scouted on him, so I know his ratings. If you're looking to trade for a player, this would be the method to go. Scout him, see what he looks like, get a complete report, and then go from there. So we'll see as the season goes along. I'd definitely like to improve the goaltending, and it shows in the first couple of games. Still getting used to it. That's the plan. That's what we're going to do every time we do a YouTube video. We're going to put it together. I'm going to try to keep like I said, once we get further along in this process, going back to look at the scouts real quick, I'm going to get everyone on the same schedule. So there's a couple players at a time that I can focus on. Once I have a player maxed out, kind of make notes of who I like, who I don't like, and then move forward on the same schedule. Look at the trade block, see what players may be interested. Look at pinning free agents, see if there's players that may be interesting to look at, and go from there. But for now, kind of all over the place. I kind of started, but the goal is I play X amount of games a week. Thus, every scout is free, so I have 18 scouts to work with every YouTube video. That's the plan. I'm not going to sign any more. I'm just going to roll with these 18. So that's what we're going to do. On that note, thanks for checking us out. We'll be live Friday night. We'll continue the actual gameplay. It'll be a handful of games, because I'm going to try to aim for 5. That's the plan. So, for the Friday night stream, hosting Montreal, the Panthers, the Stars, and then back-to-back road games against the Ducks and the Kings. Knock these out, come back and have the next YouTube video, kind of a lot of people available at the same time. We'll sim forward until we get to the game against the Sharks, and then go from there. Well, thanks for checking it out. Definitely follow the channel for sure. I'm going to do this every week. This will go opposite of the weekly highlight videos. The highlight videos will be live every Tuesday morning at midnight Pacific time. The YouTube video for the NHL series will be live every 5 p.m. Friday night Pacific time. So you'll be able to check it out before the stream, and then we're just going to hop in and just go straight to games. Well, thanks for checking out, and I'll see you guys Friday.